So let's solve the question number 7, which says that f such that 0 1 to 0 infinite be a function. Assume that there exists a m greater equal to 0 such that summation I equal to 1 to k f of xi is less or equal to m for all k greater equal to 1 and x1 x2 xk belongs to 0 1 close 0 1, then show that the set all such x such that fx not equal to 0 is countable. So we need to show all such x such that fx not equal to 0 is countable, right? So if possible let it is uncountable. If possible let all such x such that fx not equal to 0 is uncountable, right? Now let us consider the set A is equal to, I am considering this set as B. Okay, I am considering the set A equal to f of x such that x belongs to B. Now it might be possible that A is a singleton set. How? It might be possible that for all x belongs to B, the value of fx is equal to some p not equal to 0, right? It might be possible A is a singleton set, it might be possible that A is a finite set, and it might be possible that A is countable, A is uncountable. There are infinitely many possibilities of it. So among all of these, now observe that if A is finite, that is A is a singleton set. Suppose A is f of x is equal to p. Then if you choose any sequence xn from B, then the value of f of xn is constant. Okay, the value of f of xn is p, right? So it is a singleton set, and hence I can say that this f of xn converges to p, right? So in such a way, if A is countable, A is finite, A is uncountable, A is 0, A is a singleton set, in any case I will get a sequence xn in this set such that limit n tends to infinity is maximum non-zero. Okay, so choose that sequence. Choose a sequence xn in B such that limit n tends to infinity f of xn not equal to 0. Are you getting my point? What I am saying, I am repeating my argument again. If suppose f of A is countable set, okay, so f of A is a countable set. Suppose f of value of A is a countable set, then the value of A is y1, y2 in such a way. Now you can see there are uncountably many numbers which goes to a countable set. Hence I can say that there exists a sequence xn which has a fixed value. Okay, so in any case, in any case you will get a sequence xn in B such that f of xn is non-zero. I am just considering that non-zero term. Okay, you can see this y1, y2, all this non-zero, as I am considering the sequence from this set. So I will get a sequence xn in B such that f of xn is non-zero. Now if f of xn is non-zero, so I am considering yn is equal to f of xn for all n belongs to natural number. Okay, now if so, then I can say that limit n tends to infinity, yn not equal to 0. So the nth term of this sequence is non-zero, and hence this series must be divergent. Okay, as this is a sequence of positive, this series must be divergent. Now, as this series is divergent, then I am going to use the Cauchy principle of convergence. Choose epsilon is equal to m. Okay, then as this series is divergent, then there exists p belongs to natural number such that y n plus 1 and k belongs to natural number such that yk plus 1 plus yk plus 2 plus dot dot yk plus p is greater than m. Okay, as this is a divergence, so I am going to use the contrapositive sense of Cauchy theorem. So now these all the terms are positive. Okay, so I can write yk plus 1, yk plus 2 dot dot yk plus p is greater than m, right? Now, so I am going to put the values of yk. So this is f of xk plus 1 plus f of xk plus 2 plus dot dot f of xk plus p is greater than m, right? Now, so I am considering this xk plus 1 as new one, new x1, xk plus 2 is new x2 dot dot xk plus p is the new xp. Then there exists x1 x2 dot dot xp in 0 1 such that this sum is greater than p, which contradicts our hypothesis, as this says that for all term it is less than p. Hence I can say that this set. So students, let's solve the last question of this paper. It is from abstract algebra and the question says that G be a group having exactly 3 subgroups. Prove that G is cyclic group of order p square for some prime p. So I am going to prove it. So for this is that G has exactly 3 subgroups, right? So as G has exactly 3 subgroups, so G cannot be the trivial group, right? So if G is the trivial group, there exists only one subgroup, so this contradicts our fact. So G cannot be this. Okay, so G cannot be this, then I will get a element G belongs to G such that G not equal to identity, right? Now as G not equal to identity, now I am considering H is equal to cyclic group generated by G. Now there are two possibilities. Either this H is equal to G or this H is not equal to G, right? Now first case, when H is equal to G, that is cyclic group generated by G. Hence I can say G is cyclic, right? Therefore G is cyclic and G is equal to cyclic group generated by G, right students? Now what can I say about G? So order of G, I actually can say order of G is greater or equal to 2, right? As G is not equal to E, and G is cyclic and hence commutative, right? As G is cyclic, hence commutative. So G is commutative. We know that converse of Lagrange's theorem is true for a commutative group. So therefore converse of Lagrange's, just hold. Now converse of Lagrange's hold, it means for any divisor, if A divides order of G, then G has a subgroup of order A, right? Now it is known to us that G has only 3 subgroups. Now G has only 3 subgroups, right? So G has only 3 subgroups. It implies G has only 3 divisors. Therefore G has only 3 divisors. Order of G has only 3 divisors, right? Now order of G has only 3 divisors. It will imply order of G must be some p square or some prime p. Okay, only this kind of numbers has only 3 divisors, that is 1, p and p square. Okay, so if H is equal to G, then we have complete the proof. Now when H not equal to G, that is cyclic group generated by G not equal to G. So there exists H1 G1 belongs to G minus cyclic group generated by G, right? Now let us consider H1 is equal to cyclic group generated by G1, right? So this H1 cannot be cyclic group generated by G. So I can say this G1 not equal to E also. Okay, so Now observe that G has only three subgroups. One is identity, another is G, and another is cyclic group generated by G. So this H1 is not equal to this H1 is not equal to this, so this H1 must be equal to G. So this H1 must be equal to G, right? So therefore G is cyclic. Therefore G is cyclic. And hence I can say this G is the cyclic group generated by G1, and again by similar argument I can say that order of G is equal to P square for some prime P, and this completes the proof. It was an easy question, right students? So we have solved all the questions of ISI M.Math 2021. Okay, that's all. Thank you.